You know, we're having so many conversations about wealth, about money, about riches, about prosperity, whatever word you want to call it. And it's so important that we have these conversations. Hey, I'm Dr. Martin Williams, and I know you've subscribed already to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do it now. You don't want to miss anything I got to say when it concerns this. I really want to be your example and your encouragement to get you to the next place in your life. So here's what I want to talk about today. Talking about money, how it influences our life. I want to say this to you. You will never be wealthy by working on a job. You'll never be wealthy if a job is all you have. Jobs are not created to make you wealthy or to make you rich necessarily. That's not how it's done. So here's what we're talking about today. Why working hard doesn't make you wealthy. Why doesn't working hard make me rich? It was never designed to make you rich. And maybe this is a wealth concept, a wealth formula that you've never been told before, but I'll just say it again. You will never be wealthy by working on a job. Jobs are not designed to make you wealthy. We have to deal with that truth so we understand. No problem with having a job, no problem with working for someone else, but it's not designed to make you wealthy. That's not its design. A job is not designed that way. So when we start talking about earned money on a job, you with me? When we start talking about earned money on a job, what we're really talking about is that's money from a job. Money from a job doesn't make me wealthy. Why? Because I'm trading my time for money. Whenever I connect time to money, time, listen to me, is a limited resource. Limited resource. So why do they want to put me in a school? Why do they want to put me in a school? Why do they want to put my children in a school? Can I be honest with you? School teaches your children how to give the world at least the first 8 hours of their day. All of your pay is about hours. It's about hours. And we can say to Martin, we say that your hours are worth $8. We say that your hours are worth $1,000. So now working on that job is really paying me because I'm swapping time for dollars. I got limited time though. I'm not going to be here always. I get the same 24/7 that Grant Cardone has. I get the same 24 hours that Grant Cardone has. I get the same 24 hours as Warren Buffett. I get the same 24 hours as Michael Jackson did. I get the same 24 hours as Michael Jordan. That's it. So I don't want to tie my money to my time. Wow. I should write that one down. I don't want to tie my money, my wealth to my time, because time is a limited resource. So for you, time is also a limited resource. And it's those ideas about time that can change you. So that's one. Number one, the number one type of income is time for money or job. Time for money or job. Which one of these is going to make you wealthy? The job, number two. Number two. The next thing we think when it comes to money is business income, not earned income, but business income. What does that mean? Let me read it to you. Business income is money from a business or a side hustle. Money from a business or a side hustle won't necessarily make you wealthy either. It won't make you wealthy either. Why? Because now you're still trading your time. You're still running a business. You need lots of resources to run that business. And a side hustle definitely doesn't get you that way. You've got to start thinking differently if you really want to create wealth. Having a business does not mean you're going to be wealthy. It depends on what that business is. It depends on how it scales. It depends on whether the community wants it or whether people will pay for it and how much will they pay for it. You might have a business selling something and you'll never be rich from that because it's not what everybody wants or needs. So when people say, I'm going to start a business that's going to make me wealthy, It depends on what that business is, how many people it can serve, and how it doesn't have to happen in your hands. If I start a business and I'm a barber, now hold on now. If I start a business and I'm a hairdresser, I start a business and I do pedicures, manicures, I paint nails, I can build one house at a time. Will that make me rich or wealthy? Not necessarily. Why? Because if my hands aren't on it, if it's not taking my time, I'm doing it. How do I get wealthy one haircut at a time? If I can take that business and create a process or create a lotion or some sort of oil or some sort of process that I can now sell out of that business, I might get into wealth. Am I making sense? You're all wealthy. We have to figure out how we get there. So which is best? Earn income or business income? Which is better? Maybe business income is, maybe it isn't. You might be able to get a corporate job where you're making over six figures a year, and then you can start a business and you're only making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. You see what I'm saying? You're doing everything with your hands and your head and your heart. So I'll put that video here and you can click on it and you can watch it and keep up with me. All right. So now we've gone through two: earned income, business income. What's the number three way, the third way to build wealth? It is investment income. Investment income. Now we're beginning to talk. Investment income. Now you're investing in something someone else is doing. You're using their time to build your wealth. This is so good. You're using their time, their effort, what's in their head, what's in their heart, and what's in their hands. Now you're duplicating your work. So now while you're sleeping, somebody else is still working on your money. Oh my God. Changes everything. Am I in your head? Now you already talked, you already saw the video. Go back to my first video when I dealt with paradigms. If you're getting stuck right now, go back to that video and study what I said about paradigms, because this will change your paradigm. Let me read to you what I wrote down about. I'm getting excited. Let me read what I wrote down about investment income. Investment income is money made from assets. Investment income is money made from assets. What are those assets? Those assets are stocks, real estate, crypto, anything out there that's making money and someone else is worried about it. Someone else is doing it. It's set in an algorithm. It's making money for you when you sleep. It's making money for you when you're on vacation. It's making money for you when you're doing nothing. Game changer. You all need to do it. And see, only about 1% to 3% of people on the planet have had the conversation about investment income. Martin, I don't trust to give my money to someone and they're going to manage it for me. Why not? It's creating millionaires every day because someone else is managing it. A fiduciary, a person that legally has to do what's best for you and not for them. That's what's happening. So now if you're invested in the stock market is the number one way to make money. And I know you might not understand this, and people are telling you right now, don't invest in the stock market. It's losing. Well, it does lose, but it always goes up. It's the only predictable way to build wealth over time. The stock market. Invest every week in the stock market. Get somebody who knows what they're doing. Don't do it yourself. You're gonna mess things up unless you're really good at it. Get someone else to do that for you. Stocks. Real estate's always going up. Crypto. Blockchain. Investing in what others are investing in. There's someone who can give you advice on how to do this. Now that's investment income. Now you're using instruments, and congratulations, because you just made up your mind. Oh, Martin, you convinced me. Yes, I did. And that's what I'm trying to do, to make sure that you're convinced that there are better ways to get wealthy than you just doing it yourself on a job. Go to your job. Go to the job. Enjoy your job. Work in the corporate world. It's honorable. It is great. Start a business on the side, a side hustle. That's amazing. Do them both. But you got to go to the third level, and it's investment income. Investment income changes your life, and it changes the life of your wife, your children, your husband. It changes the life of your generations. changes everything, and you can pass it down. Let me ask you something. I'm going back to number one. Here's the question I want to ask you. Can you make sure your son or daughter is hired for your job when you're no longer there? Can you make sure that when you die, you can will that job to a family member? You cannot. The job belongs to the corporation. Your small business can belong to your family, but more importantly, your investment income can be willed, can be passed off to your family, to whoever you decide. So which is better? Earned income, business income, or investment income, right? We're getting better and we're getting better and we're getting better, correct? Well, let's go to the last one I want to talk about in this particular segment. The last one I want to talk to you about is passive residual income. This is the big baboom. This is the explosion. This is where amazing things can happen when it comes to building wealth. What did I say? Passive residual income. Let me describe it in words. Money, this is money that comes in with little to no daily effort. Money that comes to you with little to no daily effort. Do you know right now how much money people are making on TikTok, Instagram, social media, YouTube, and they're sleeping? It's on automatic. It's residual. It happens every day. It happens every hour, it happens every week, every month, every year. It just keeps happening. It's a system that they have put in place that works for them. They're called royalties, licensing, rental income, digital products. Those kind of areas are now residual income for you. They last forever. You can pass them on to kids. You can donate from them. You can build a wealth system that changes everything. Now, you got to go back to your paradigm, because what I'm saying to you right now, some of you are like, hey, I'm so excited. And some of you are like, I don't know. Sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like it's going to take a lot of time. It just, I don't know. I don't know anybody that does that. How am I going to be introduced? I'm going to have to pay them to do it. So I wonder if I'll even make any money. That's the hindering paradigm. That's the passive paradigm. That's the pathetic paradigm. That's the non-productive paradigm. You have to be intentional about addressing those erroneous thoughts that are not true. They're not true. People are becoming wealthy every day by using those four. I'm not going to go through everything. That's on a different day. I just want to light you up about this, and you think about what you're doing. You're going to spend the rest of your life on that job and get a gold-plated watch that's not worth anything and a plaque for your wall. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you plug into money-making systems that intentionally cause you to be wealthy? So now, let me finish this up with a couple questions for you. Here are a couple questions for you that you should think about. What skills do you have that people will pay for? What skills do you have that people would pay you for? What skills are those? Well, I don't have big skills, Martin, but this is some of the things I do well. Take that one thing you do well and scale it. Because everybody who needs their haircut, and I'll just say a haircut, you see I'm bald right now, but a haircut when I was growing up was $5. So I could pay $5 to get a haircut, but there were different places you could go out there at the time and you'd pay $50 for a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Because people at every level pay different things for different services. You get what I'm saying? So if you can scale your one thing that you do amazingly well, you can make it available to other people. That is a game changer. Period. Point blank. What do you do well that other people will pay you for? Next question I have for you, right? The next question is, do you currently own anything that produces income? Wow. Listen to me now. Do you possess anything right now that's producing money, producing income? If you have anything that's producing income, How can you put gasoline? How can you put jet fuel in a lawnmower? That's what I used to say. An old man said that to me when I was real young. How can you put jet fuel in your lawnmower? In other words, if somebody is paying you for something right now, how can you upscale that service where people pay you more? How can you change what you're doing? If you do something well and people are paying you now, how do you get better clients? How do you get more orders for that one thing? What do you change about that product, about that thing that you're doing? And that's why you need to make sure that you're following me. That's why you need to be a part of my business, all my business videos and all of my webinars and all of my masterminds that deal with business, because I literally show people how to do this. Find out what they're good at and blow it up, scale it, upskill it, or upscale it. Am I making sense? Last question. If you had to double your income in 6 months, if you had to double your income in 6 months, what would you do? What would you do if you had to double your income in half a year? What would you do if the opportunity was there to double your income in 6 months? That's a question you should answer, because all of a sudden your mind starts to think, double my income. I make $50,000 a year, and in 6 months I want to be in the position where I make $100,000 a year. What would you do? What would you do? Here's my answer to that question. Once you find out what that is, do it tonight. Do it today. Don't go to bed until you put that plan into action. And some of you don't necessarily know how to do that. You need to join my culture, join the culture of me and other people. Make sure you're listening to videos. Anything I'm doing, make sure you subscribe to these channels, because this is what I'm going to be teaching. This is the culture that I'm building. And I'm telling you right now, we're producing people every day that's taking this stuff that we're teaching and they're doing it. They're living it. So what's your last action step? I'm challenging you. I need to be in your face every day. I mean, right now, I know you're planning to go to dinner, you're planning to go golf, you're planning to go do something else. But I'm telling you, make sure you stay in line, subscribe right now and watch the next video. Binge, watch 5, 10, 15 videos so that when you go to bed tonight, you have your mind straight. I'm resetting your paradigm. But you have to be proactive about it. Am I making sense? So here's the action step. Here's your action step. Write down one income stream that you're going to create in the next 30 days. Write down that income stream that doubles your income in the next 30 days. Write it down and implement it. Act on it. Well, Martin, maybe it might not work. Stop the stupid paradigm stuff. Write it down and do it. If it doesn't work the first time, replan and do it again, because this is all about your legacy. This is all about your life. This is all about your family. And this is all about the world you've been sent here to motivate and to help and to bless. That's what this is about. So this is enough I've said about this one. I'm sure it's baking in your head. You've already subscribed. You're connected. Go binge. And make up your mind tonight, I'm going to change. And in the next 30 days, I'm going to build a new business that's going to double my income. Hey, I'll see you again soon, Dream Keeper. So yeah, I mean, I know how impacting this type of information is. If it's important to you, the impact that it's having on your life, only thing you need to do is like, share, make comments, communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it. You don't want to miss anything I have to say about this subject, because you're looking at a guy who's the evidence of how you can live your life.